Thank you for waking up with Happy Ass, where we come together to grow in mind, body, and spirit, so we can in turn go out and make the world a brighter and sweeter place to live for ourselves and for others. Okay, I'm going to look like a total idiot in this car right now. Y'all, I don't know what's going on Back Beach Road. I don't know what's happening, but we have got, my top speed was 10 miles per hour for about 15 seconds. So I'm not going to be looking at you until I can pull over. I'm going to pull over as soon as I can, but there's no place to even pull over. But I dropped the kids off at school, and I literally have gone at a top speed of between 2 miles and 5 miles per hour. So wow, crazy. So, y'all, it's Mother's Day this weekend, isn't it? It's Mother's Day. I think it is. So I sent a letter to my happy asses this week explaining and confessing to something that I did when I was younger that's really, really bothered me. It used to bother me to this day. And I want to talk about it. I want to talk about how we treat others is far more important than how they treat us. Far more important. I mean, like light years more important. And let me explain why. Let's go ahead and tell you a story and tell you where I'm coming from. So one Mother's Day, I wish I could remember how old I was, but it was all three of us, me, Stuart, and Greg. Mother's Day came, and at the end of the day, my poor mom was so distraught. Not one of us bought her a Mother's Day card. We didn't do anything special for her. We just absolutely ignored that day like it didn't exist. We did nothing for her. And I'll never forget the disappointment on her face and her sadness that we had not recognized her at all. And y'all think about how long ago that was. I probably would have, I don't know. I was probably a teenager. I imagine I was a teenager at that point. And keep in mind that I was a very thoughtful person, very thoughtful. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull over here at the Holiday Golf Range or wherever this business is right here so that I can be safe. So back to my story. So, keep in mind how long ago that was, and I'm 65. I've never forgotten it. And when I became an adult, I apologized to my mother for that indiscretion. I can't tell you how many times. I cannot tell you how many times. And the point that I want to make is the things that are done to us, the unkind things that are done to us, we usually forget those. We really do. I don't remember hardly any of the things people have done to me unless it was something hugely traumatic. I don't remember those indiscretions, but I do remember when I've been unkind to somebody else. And my husband always said, you can never, ever, ever, ever make someone's life worse off and get away with it. You just can't do it. You carry that with you for the rest of your life. So treating others kind, treating others with compassion, especially your family, especially those near and dear to you, it's so important. And so I apologized to my mama 5,000 times, and I can't tell you how many times she said, sweetie, you have made up for that over and over and over by the way you've treated me. You've been a great daughter. And she didn't hold that time against me. She didn't. All she could remember was all the wonderful things I'd done for her. And there was one at a time, and I've told you this time, y'all, this is crazy how I remember these things. The time when I was at Pier Park and a lady was trying to sell something, and I was not very kind to her for that moment. And I had to find her the next day so I could apologize to her. So I think in life, we need to focus more on how we can serve, how we can love, how we can add value to others, because that will last for the rest of our lives and beyond our lives. Beyond our lives, everything I do in the life of another will last forever. And hopefully the things I do in the life of others is kind and loving and generous and gracious. Y'all, I always remember when I make a choice not to be kind. I always remember that. And I hope that as long as I live, I will strive every single day to be more about adding value to others. There's a movie called The Unsung Hero, and I haven't watched it yet, but I was listening to it on John Gordon this morning, that it's a movie that I need to see. It's a family movie about a mom. And, I was really, really fortunate in growing up in my alcoholic home. I come from a long line of strong women, y'all. Strong women. The thing that I hate about my mom's life was, though, that she never really got recovery from living in alcoholism and drug addiction. She just never got recovery from that. And I am getting recovery from that. I am in a state of recovery for my whole life, and taking that which happened to me and use it for good and for your benefit and my benefit and all the benefit of others. But my mom was gracious. She was kind. She was funny. Oh my God, she was so funny. She had lots and lots of friends. People loved her. She was honest. She was decent. She didn't miss a single one of my things. If I was in a spitball contest, my mom would have been there. And the thing about her also, she was super organized. Oh my gosh. I know, what happened? What happened to me? Our house was always in order. Always, always, always in order. She I don't know, she was very gracious, and she was so good at pointing out what I did right. So good at pointing out what I did right. She did not harbor unforgiveness. I'll be honest with you. The only person she had a hard time forgiving, y'all, forgive me, was my starter husband. She was not real gracious about him. She had a real hard time with that one. And she teased me all the time about it. She said, is it bad that I want to hit him over the head with my oxygen tank? Everyone in my home felt welcome. Everybody that came to my home felt welcome. They felt so welcome by my mom. And she was, I'm going to pick out one of my most great favorite things about her. She was not judgmental. When people would talk about another family or someone that was doing something wrong out there, she said, oh, no, I'm not going to talk about what somebody else is doing wrong, because sure as I am, one of my kids may be out there doing that same thing. She was very careful not to talk about or be judgmental of others. Had a very, very forgiving heart. I've got friends out there that weren't so lucky to have good mamas. I don't understand that, because I had a great mama, and she died really young. And I've been without her for a long, long time. But my lesson today is, right now, if you want to change the world, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. Just go home and love your family. Start there. Go home and love your family. Well, y'all, I love you with all my mind, heart, soul, and body. And I tell you, I want to thank all the sweet people that stood in for me while I was doing my ninja seminar. Y'all, we had a ninja installation at my office. And if you don't know what ninja selling is, it's amazing. It's right up my alley. It's about creating value in the lives of others before you take something. Always be a giver and not a taker, because when you're a giver, you end up getting so much more than you ever imagined, pressed down, overflowing. That's just the way it works to have a peaceful, beautiful life. And when I'm thanking people, oh my gosh, y'all, Christy Conch, y'all, I can't talk about her without getting choked up. I've been so blessed to have the best assistants. I had Lacey Phillips Maxwell for like 7 years, and then I've had Christy for about 5 or 6 years, I think now. I can't even describe to you what she is. She's a giver. She's kind. She's gracious. She loves all of God's kids. Her job, as she sees it, is to make life brighter and sweeter for me. And she does every single day. She does it for all the people in the office. She has the kindest, most gentle spirit. And she just makes my life better. She just makes my life better. And I'm getting choked up because I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful for all the kind, loving people in my life. It's not fair. Life's just not fair, because I have way more than I deserve, than anything. That's why I'm so thankful that God has given me way more than I deserve. But just so much, so much. Y'all, well, if you're on the other side of this voice, know that I love you and I'm grateful and I'm so, so blessed to be able to do this with you. Thank you for giving me the time to be with my office and do what I needed to do for them, because they are so precious to me, precious, and you're precious to me. So today, go out and appreciate somebody. Care more about being appreciate than being appreciated. That will all come. Live that upside down pyramid life where you're in service of others and loving others. Y'all, I love you so much. I can barely contain it, so I won't. Be sweet, y'all. Bye.